All right, welcome to StriveScan College Launchpad. We are so excited to have you participating in our event tonight, and we have some fantastic schools here with us today to share more about their arts programs. Each of the schools tonight will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but they will be around the entire time to answer questions. My name is Monica, and I'll be your facilitator. And before we get started, just a few housekeeping items. First, your microphone and camera are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you, but you can use the Q&A button on your screen if you have any questions to share with our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening both tonight and in the next few weeks, so make sure to check out the schedule on our website. And finally, this presentation is being recorded, so you can look back, review it, as well as any other sessions that you may have missed. And the website for that will be strivescan.com/launch, which is also where you can sign up for additional sessions. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, Lawrence University.
Thanks, Monica. Hello, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever you happen to be watching this. My name is Keegan White. I'm an Associate Director of Admissions at Lawrence University. I'm excited to tell you a little bit about Lawrence, a small college, liberal arts college and conservatory of music here in Appleton, Wisconsin, Wisconsin's 5th largest city. Appleton has a small town feel, but you'll find all the big city amenities, an airport, internships, transit, coffee shops, restaurants, museums, trails, a farmer's market. We even have a performing arts center that hosts the latest Broadway touring productions like Hamilton and Dear Evan Hansen. So let's dive in and learn a little bit more about Lawrence. So Lawrence is unique in that we are both a nationally ranked College of Liberal Arts and Sciences and a highly selective conservatory of music. 80% of our students study in the college and 20% in the conservatory. And between the two, we offer 64 areas of study, including fine arts majors such as music, theater, film, studio art, and creative writing. We also offer the option of pursuing a 5-year dual degree program, a Bachelor of Arts from the college and a Bachelor of Music from the conservatory, the only one of its kind at an entirely undergraduate institution. Lawrence students are challenged and nurtured through individualized experiences in our small classes, thanks in part to our 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which is one of the smallest in the country. So you will know and love your professors and classmates at Lawrence. Our students are inherently curious, creative, welcoming, engaged, and passionate. And our faculty are equally engaged, not only with their own scholarship and research, but especially in their teaching and mentorship. It is not uncommon to be invited to dinner at a professor's house with your class or to co-present with your faculty advisor at a conference. The academic curriculum at Lawrence is bookended by 2 quintessential scholarly experiences, first-year studies and senior experience. First-year studies is our expansive introduction to the liberal arts, with an introduction to our honor code, a shared syllabus of works of art, philosophy, economics, chemistry, music, theater, and more. Laurentians are taught to think, read, and write critically, to analyze and synthesize information, and to debate and communicate effectively across a variety of fields. Senior experience is the culmination of a Lawrence education. Every graduating senior produces something significant. It could be a research project, art exhibition, theatrical performance, scholarly paper, or senior recital. The point is that you're sharing your experiences and expertise, your light within the world and preparing for your next step in life. Your Lawrence academic journey doesn't just prepare you for a career or a job, but rather helps you become a more mindful global citizen and make a difference in the world. And it's no coincidence that 97% of our graduates have found their next step within 6 months after graduation. Lawrence is also a 100% residential community. All of our students live on campus all 4 years and participate in everything from D3 athletics to our world-class music, theater, dance ensembles, 100 club organizations, student-run garden, even the world's longest running trivia contest. So if there's a passion that you want to pursue in college, you'll find it here at Lawrence. Um, our Conservatory of Music is unique not only because it's set within the context of an undergraduate liberal arts institution, but because it's preparing our musicians for the future of music by cultivating creative impulse, multi-musicality, non-traditional performance opportunities, audience engagement beyond the typical concert goer, and an entrepreneurial mindset. Honestly, I could go on for hours about what that all means, but you're going to have to come and visit us to find out. I'll just say that it's all within a liberal arts setting where you're equipped with a core foundation of skills to reach your full intellectual potential as well as your musical potential. We offer 4 music degrees in our conservatory, so there's really something for every kind of musician at Lawrence. Our Bachelor of Music is the most intense and kind of the gold standard within classical music. The Bachelor of Arts in Music is less intense with more room to explore the liberal arts. The BMA is our most flexible and applied music degree, ideal for jazz and contemporary musicians, singer-songwriters, and those interested in exploring a variety of genres. And perhaps our most distinctive degree is the double degree program, that 5-year program that allows students to earn 2 degrees, both a Bachelor of Music and a Bachelor of Art, leaving your career wide open in both your music and an unrelated field. Non-music majors are also drawn to the conservatory, where all are welcome to take classes, private lessons, and play in ensembles. A third of students in our large ensembles are non-music majors, and we even offer non-Western music ensembles for students with no musical background at all. So you want to learn the didgeridoo? We actually have a class for that. In addition to our residential campus in Appleton, we have 2 satellite campuses. Pictured here is Bjorklanden, a lodge on 441 acres of woods right on Lake Michigan in Door County, just an hour and a half north of campus. It is a truly beautiful and serene setting that serves as a weekend retreat center for our students. Our third campus is the London Center in central London, which is the most popular of our 50 study abroad programs. All of our art students are encouraged and welcome to study abroad, and your financial aid travels with you. So don't let being a musician or artist prevent you from taking advantage of that study abroad experience. So if you like what you've heard, I encourage you to tour our stunning campus and pick up your free t-shirt, take a quick shot of this image and reach out to us. And when you're ready to apply, we look forward to reading your application and providing you with a wonderful financial aid package. Thanks so much. And with that, I'll pass it back to Monica.
Thank you. Next up, we have Biola University.
Hi, everyone. I'm also going to go ahead and screen share. Cool. Alrighty, just a quick introduction. My name is Annalay Turnbull. I am a current student actually at Biola University. I am a sophomore cinema and media arts major with a concentration in directing. So basically it's the film major. And I'm very excited to share a little bit about my school. So Biola University is a private Christian university located in La Mirada, California. So that is right in between Orange County and Los Angeles, which allows for a lot of opportunities for both fun activities to do on the weekends, as well as great opportunities with jobs and internships. Disneyland is about 15 minutes away. There's a beach nearby, which is really exciting, as well as being right in between 2 of the largest cities in the world, where there are a lot of opportunities for great internships, depending on what you want to go into. Oops, slide's not working. Okay, there we go. So we're a top ranked national university, and I think that's for a few reasons. The first being we are one of 3 completely Christian communities in California. So that means all of our students, faculty, staff, everyone here is a Christian, and that really shows in our community. So if you do share in our faith, you are able to learn in an environment where we care just as much about you academically, creatively, as well as spiritually. Another reason that I think we're top ranked is our student to faculty ratio. We're a pretty small school. We only have about 4,000 undergrad students, and that 14-to-1 student faculty ratio is very true. For me, being a film major, this is really important to me because I like to have that one-on-one connection with my peers as well as my professors. I have been able to have really, really awesome conversations with my professors and learn so much from them, and they actually really care about you. It is very apparent here at Biola that people are here for a reason and they want to see you succeed. So having that support is just really, really awesome. Moving on, this is just a list of some of our most popular majors here, but we have over 40 different majors and 80 different concentrations. As I mentioned before, I'm a cinema and media arts major, but we also have several other art majors or minors, depending on your interest. So we have film, game design, art, normal design, music, whether that's composition or performance, as well as theater. And whether you want to major in that or minor in that, we have opportunities for that. One of my favorite things to mention about being a film student here is being able to have access to state-of-the-art equipment as soon as you come. So some other schools, oftentimes you don't get to use the film equipment until junior or senior year, and it's only for like big thesis projects or homework or something like that. But here at Biola, we're really passionate about sharing the equipment and helping you really get the experience you need as soon as you come in. So when I came in as a freshman, I was able to rent out the cameras and the equipment that I wanted, and I could just rent it out for a random weekend to learn how to use an ARRI camera or something like that. So it's really awesome, and that allows for a lot of collaboration with your peers as well as learning. I know that this particular week I'm on 5 different sets because we're just able to use the equipment and work together, and it's really, really awesome. As I mentioned earlier, we are an all-Christian community, and this is really important to us, trying to think biblically about everything. This kind of shows in a few different ways. So one way is that every single one of our students graduates with a minor in Bible and theology. So that means that they take 30 credits or 10 classes in that, and this ranges from Bible interpretation to theology 1 to maybe you want to study the book of Acts or something like that. So there's a lot of variety there, as well as we ask every student to attend 20 chapels per semester. But this is pretty easy. We offer over 8 different ones per week. Some include like a worship night, or sometimes we bring in guests, or you can hear your professors talk. So there's a lot of variety depending on like what type of church you like, and I've really enjoyed doing that. Being able to bend or mix my my spiritual life as well as my academic and creative life is just a really positive experience. Also, I want to touch on after graduation. We are really set on being able to prepare our students for the future. So 90% of our students have a full-time job or are in graduate school within the first 6 months of graduating Biola. And one way we think this is because of our importance of internships that we try to push on our students, just so that because of where we're located, it is really important to have that experience, put it on your resume, and also like maybe see what you're interested in after graduation. So over 70% of our students are a part of some sort of internship while they're here. These are just a few of our top companies that our graduates have worked at. Some of our alumni, specifically in the film department, include Zach King, who's a very popular YouTuber, Scott Derrickson, who's the director of Doctor Strange. I'm sure some of you might have seen that movie, as well as many, many more. So we definitely want to stress the importance of internships and setting you guys up for success. So just in terms of admissions, it is currently still open, and we only ask a few things. So first of all, obviously that you're Christian, as I highlighted before. Second, that you have a 3.0 unweighted GPA or higher. The test scores are currently optional right now. And then for your personal essay, that is just submitting like kind of how we get to know you, your story, how you came to Jesus, and all of that. And then one more thing is just in terms of financial aid, every single one of our students receives an academic scholarship ranging from $12,000 to $21,000. So we definitely don't want the financial aspect of a college decision to affect that. So yeah, if you guys have your phone right now, you can scan the screen and there's a QR code. Just fill out your information. That way we can stay in contact with you if you have any questions beyond this session. Thank you so much for listening. And yeah.
Thank you. And next up, we have Viterbo University.
All right, just pulling up the slides over on this end. All right, so we are all set to go. Thank you folks for tuning in. My name is Sierra Kruger. I am one of the admissions counselors over at Viterbo University. For those of you who do not know, Viterbo is located in Wisconsin. So we are in La Crosse, Wisconsin, right close to the Minnesota border over here. So over here, you're going to see a couple different pictures of campus, including our Conservatory of the Arts, which is going to be down on the bottom. So I just wanted to point that out real quick. Some little facts about La Crosse in general. So it is a thriving college community. We have 3 different institutions here in town. So even though we are a small private university, you're not going to be limited by your interactions by any way, shape, or form. You've got plenty of other students that you can interact with off campus as well. So in general, ranked #1 college town in Wisconsin. So we're really proud of where we are. Some of our core values are really important to us. So contemplation, hospitality, integrity, stewardship, service, all of these come together to really help prepare our students for faithful service and ethical leadership. And at the end of the day, that's what we're really striving for all of our students. So no matter what area our students are going into major-wise, we're going to know that wherever they're going after graduation, they are going to be making a big difference on their field. A couple fast facts. So 99.7% of our students after graduation, roughly 6 months or so, they're going to be going out into their field or going on to a higher level of education. So that's a really great rate. We're really proud of that. In general, we got 2,500 students on campus, including our undergrad and graduate classes. So it makes a nice little amount of 16 students or so per class. Average student to faculty ratio is about 11:1. So you're really going to get to know all of your professors, all of your faculty. That's something we're really proud about, is just the connections that you're going to make. We do have 40 different, or roughly 40, a little over that, different academic programs that our students can pursue. So some of the big ones in the arts, I'll definitely touch base on. And then 80+ different organizations that our students can get involved in, including our show choirs, both Diamond and Platinum Edition, which are super amazing. They're awesome. You'll kind of see them in the middle row of pictures on this slide. And then there's also going to be a bunch of different choirs and other orgs related to the university as well. Then about 1/3 of our student population is going to be an NAIA athlete. So we know what we're doing with our athletes. So if you're interested, definitely come check us out. We'd love to get you in contact with coaches and get you information on your majors as well. And then down at the bottom, you're going to see that we are ranked within the top 30 theater programs within the nation. So when it comes to musical theater, acting, all of that stuff, we're really proud of the program that we have here at Viterbo. Real quick, since I brought up the varsity athletics, here are going to be the majority of our teams, the newest of which are going to be our esports teams. Okay. Over here, this is going to be the list of all of our different majors that we have at the university. So some of our flagships are going to be theater, musical theater, nursing, business, education, but all of our programs are going to make sure that we have ethical leaders in the future. Looking more closely at artistic majors, so under our computer science program, we do have a creative design pathway as well. During our education program, we also have the music for pre-K to 12, and then also just general music performance. Then we have musical theater, acting, stage management, and theater studies. Over to the side, you're going to see an image of one of our master classes that we just had on campus April 12th. So Rafalde Mora actually just came and taught the Dying Swan masterclass with some of our Ballet 3 students. So they got to do this during class. It was one of the multiple different master's classes that we offer throughout the school year. And then you're going to see a couple other productions that we've had recently. And then kind of just tiptoeing along, we're going to have our typical net price. This is looking at our numbers from 21, 22. So kind of just breaking it down. We understand that private schools get that stigma of being a little bit more expensive. We do everything in our power to kind of bring that price down and make school easier for students. We understand how important financial aid is. About 98% of our students do receive their financial aid. So we got lots of different things coming, and that does include our merit-based scholarships. So based off of your GPA when you apply, we're going to be able to award between $10,000 to $16,000 per academic year. So after you apply, we're going to look at your cumulative GPA. And from that, we can kind of crunch together a nice little award for you. We are test optional for the foreseeable future. So all students are welcome to, send in their test scores. It'll never count against you, but it can definitely benefit you in the merit-based scholarships. We do also have artistic scholarships that are awarded post auditions. So when you audition for certain programs, you can definitely see those in your future. Then kind of just wrapping things up, just a nice little reminder to stay in touch. You're going to have a couple different ways to get in contact with us. But if you are interested in the arts and in theater and everything, I definitely recommend checking out the Viterbo Musical Theater TikTok. They do a lot of day in the life videos. So it's a really good way to kind of get a better feel on what things are like at Viterbo. But thank you for watching and thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. Next up, we have the Minneapolis College of Art and Design.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Alday. I am an assistant director of admissions and transfer coordinator here at MCAD. I'll tell you a little about the school. And I think some of the big things to know about is that we have 15 areas of study. And those go from fine art to design to media, as well as entrepreneurial studies. With a few unique majors like comic art or even the entrepreneurial studies major. MCAD is a private nonprofit that is focused only on visual art and design. So unfortunately, we don't have performance or music, but we're all visuals, so we're all into it, and it's super fun. What's really cool about the school is it does like to encourage students to pursue an interdisciplinary practice. So if you are majoring in one area, you are welcome to take courses in anything else as electives. So you're not limited to just staying in one space. And that kind of brings us into our minors, which we have 10 of, which are like smaller versions of a lot of our majors, but some differences like teaching artists or art history, creative writing, public and engaged arts, kind of keep your interest up. Our student body consists of 800 students at the absolute most, so we're a very small profile. And within that, we do have, 50% graduate students, 85% are undergrads. Our class sizes are about 10 to 1. Other statistics are 90% of our first year students do live on campus. 76% of alumni who have reported back to us have said that they are working within their fields of graduating. And almost half of our alumni have created a business, whether it is a personal business, a small freelance business, or an actual brick and mortar location. So it kind of goes all over the place. A little bit about the campus. We are just south of Minneapolis, downtown. As you can see the background. We share a block with the MIA and the Children's Theater. Our building is essentially 2 buildings with 7 different apartments for our student housing. The campus is open to students 24 hours a day, every day of the year. So if you get fed up at Thanksgiving and really need to like decompress, you can do that in one of these studios and just make some artwork to forget about all the anxiety you had that day. I do want to mention that MCAD is still currently accepting applications on a rolling basis. So if you're interested in applying, you still can do so, although time is running out. A little bit about the application process is we do ask students to submit all high school transcripts, any college transcripts you may have, a letter of recommendation, personal statement, and a portfolio of artwork. The portfolio of artwork needs to be a minimum of 12 pieces and a maximum of 20. There's also the optional test score. So if you have ACT or SAT scores that you're proud of, you can send them our way. If you're not proud of them, I don't have to know they exist. It's not that big of a deal. We do have 2 important deadlines to consider because we do accept applications for fall and spring semesters. For fall, December 1st is our early action, and for spring, October 1st is our early action. Getting your application in by the early action deadline will automatically have you considered for a laptop scholarship. So all students on campus are required to have this laptop. It can be given as either as a award or as a one-time purchase. The laptop will be the student's property, and it will have all the software they need while enrolled as a student. So it's your machine, you get access to all the software. The software will expire once you graduate. However, you can always resubscribe to it. Couple slides of student housing, just inside our apartment buildings. They're style, there's a living area, kitchenette area, bathroom in the space, bedrooms with twin beds. And since I still have time, I'm just gonna show you a bunch of slides to get a better look at what our campus is. We've got print shops, studio spaces, animation studio, sound studio, if you want to record your additional dialogue recordings, or if you want to, spit that hot mixtape, put it on SoundCloud, you can do that here. There's no rule for you to not make personal work in these same spaces. So all these spaces are available for you to make work for your class assignments, but also things you want to make. There's no limit to why you get to make and where. I do want to point out that the media center on campus is our technology library, so no student is required to own their own equipment. They can check out everything here. And as you take classes, you get access to more and more equipment. And almost any area you get into, once you learn how to use the equipment there, you can always go back into it as long as there's not another class actively using the space. Print labs, dark rooms, so any major we have, if there is a analog and digital version of it, you will learn both. And it's up to you as a student to communicate with your instructor and advisors which one you want to kind of go forward with. Could be one or the other, could be a little bit of both. We want you to make that decision for yourself. So we're a small campus, but we do pack a lot in these spaces. So there you go. Service Bureau, Design Works, Comic Studio, and 3D Shop. Pretty cool space. You should check it out. Hit me up if you want to walk around campus.
Thank you. And this is just a reminder for everybody attending to feel free to submit any questions to the Q&A. All of our panelists are here ready to answer them. And next up, we have Columbia College, Chicago.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alfredo Echeverria. I work here at Columbia College, Chicago. Before I get into all my info that I'd like to share tonight, Columbia College, Chicago is located, as you can guess, in Chicago, Illinois. We are located specifically in the South Loop area of the city. So if you've ever heard of Lollapalooza, which is hosted in Grant Park, that's right across the street from us. We're also about a 5-10 minute walk from Millennium Park. So if you've ever heard of the Bean, we're pretty close to there too. Columbia is a 4-year private liberal arts college. We tend to mainly focus in the creative industry, so things like film, theater, music, but we also have other degrees like marketing communications. So even if you're not artsy, but still like to be in an artsy environment, this might be a really good place to look at. When it comes to the student body that our students comprise of, we're close to about 7,000 students. A majority of those are going to be undergraduate students, such as yourselves, looking to earn some kind of bachelor's degree, but we do have a pretty small graduate degree seeking population as well. We did enroll this past year a little over 1,700 new students. That's going to be a combination of freshmen and transfer students. I also tell students all the time, if it doesn't work out, we're enrolling here as a freshman, we do also accept transfer students, and we even have a separate transfer team that helps enroll those students as well. When it comes to majors and programs, we have about 60 different programs available to you. So that's going to be a combination of majors, minors, online certificates, and again, graduate degrees. And when it comes to our residence halls, about 71% of freshmen do live on campus. I like to stress for two reasons. The first one being location. You get to live in downtown Chicago as a college student. And then the second thing is access. So a lot of those opportunities like internships or jobs, a lot of those will be in the downtown area. So it's a great combo, location and access, to live on campus. And when it comes to diversity and inclusivity, about 57% of students identify as students of color, and about a third of students identify within the LGBTQIA spectrums. And that's a pretty big part of our identity here at Columbia, diversity and inclusivity, and making sure that regardless of whatever walks of life you come from, whatever identities you might have, whatever life experience you bring, that you're always going to have, a space at the table, a platform to share your stories with us, because we ultimately wouldn't be doing our job as a college that focuses really on the arts and storytelling, to provide that for you. When it comes to the average high school GPA, it's usually around a 3.34, 3.33. If it's a little under that, I always suggest, don't sweat it. We do review applications holistically. So even if your GPA isn't at that number, we will look at anything else that you include as part of your application. We are also test free. So that means that we won't even look at your standardized test scores, even if you submit them. So that might, alleviate some stress when it comes to that as well. When it comes to financial aid, there's 3 ways to earn financial aid from Columbia as an incoming student. So the first one is completing an application with an official high school transcript on file. That makes you eligible for an academic-based scholarship. The second one is a financial need-based scholarship, which is based exclusively on your FAFSA. And then the third is a talent-based scholarship, which is based on a portfolio or an audition. For BA applicants, it's completely optional, but highly recommended. But for any BFA or BMUS applicants, it is required as part of your application. And 99% of freshmen earn some sort of financial aid from us, and then 97% of transfer students earn some kind of financial aid from us as well. When it comes to the creative learning environment, what that will look like and what that will feel like when you're here, we do call ourselves a hands-on immersion in your field from year 1 type of environment. So what does that mean? Some schools might make you focus on your liberal arts requirements your first 2 years, and then your major related classes your last 2 years. At Columbia, we don't do that. We let you jump into those photography classes or fashion study classes, film, whatever it may be, year 1, semester 1, day 1, if you want to. We want nothing stopping you from pursuing what you love. And so, again, we start you off into your program, as soon as you start. Class sizes are about 15 to 18 students per class. It's a great way to create rapport and connections, not only with your classmates who will be your collaborators post-graduation, but also with your instructors, because instructors, they do live what they teach. And so it's very common to also hear students get some sort of job or internship from their instructors because they've been in that profession, in that industry for maybe 30, 40 years. And when it comes to, again, to majors and programs, I did mention this already, we have 60 different programs available to you. A very general overview though, we have our School of Audio, Communication and Writing, we have our School of Media Arts, our School of Performing Arts, and then our School of Visual Arts and Business. And if you did want to learn more, a little bit more nuanced information, maybe based on the classes that you would need to take within those programs, or even minors that you might be interested in, I would recommend checking out that page, colum.edu/majors. When it comes to student life too, there's always something to do, always something to see on campus. There's always clubs to join, organizations to join as well. And there's always hundreds of different campus events throughout the year. So there's always something to do, always something to see. And that is about it from me. Again, my name is Alfredo. I work here at the college. You can email me there or call me there. And whenever you're ready to start an application, you can go to colum.edu/apply. And I'll hand it back over to our facilitator.
Thank you. And last but not least, our next presenter is IUPUI Informatics and Computing.
Wonderful. Hello, everyone. I'm also going to share my screen here. My name is Taylor Dooley, and I do work at IUPUI, and specifically our School of Informatics and Computing. Today, I want to talk to you a bit about who we are and also one major in particular that we offer related to the arts. First of all, IUPUI is located in Indianapolis, Indiana, so right in the heart of the United States, and we are right downtown. So I'm going to do a little scrolling right here, and you can see we are right here in the heart of the city where everything is happening. Now, I do work for the School of Informatics and Computing. That's what I'll be focusing on today. We do have some other amazing arts programs at our university in the Heron School of Art and Design. IUPUI itself is a unique kind of college. We offer both IU and Purdue degrees in one location. And we are a pretty large public urban institution of about 30,000 students. But I want to really dive in today and hopefully show you some really cool student work in our Media Arts and Science program. So this degree, our Media Arts and Science Bachelor of Science, this is teaching students to use emerging digital media technologies and using them to create experiences, whether that is in entertainment or for more serious purposes. How this degree functions is that students in their first year, it's more of an exploration year. You are taking some classes that are educating you about these different career opportunities and areas to go into. Then sophomore through senior year, you pick a specialization, sometimes more than one, and you really narrow in and take most of your classes in that area. So this degree is really combining art and technology. Our students are able to focus on 3D graphics and animation, digital storytelling, and we also sometimes call this digital marketing, game design and development, video production and sound design, and web design and development. We also offer a double major in full stack development, which is focused in the web design world. But I want to show you some student work. So first off, I mentioned that students are sometimes using their skills for more serious purposes. All of these specializations are very project-based. Our students are taking multiple project-based courses and producing work to have on their resumes and portfolios. We also have a final capstone class all our students have to take. This is an example of a project from one of our 3D classes. They worked with an international organization for animal conservation and made these amazing 3D models and animations of different kinds of endangered species to use for conservation education. Now in our 3D program, our students are using tools like Maya, ZBrush, Blender, putting their final creations within things like the Unreal Game Engine, using them for games, animations. We've had some of our graduates, one of our alums actually worked as an animator on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We also have another amazing alumni of ours. Her name is Sylvia Lawson-Vilche. She graduated in spring 2020, and she actually now works as a lighting artist for Rockstar Games. She was both a game design student and a 3D graphics and animation student. Here's one of her projects she worked on, really focusing on lighting different kinds of scenes. She really specialized on that area in college, and our program allowed her to do that. And that is where she now works, doing that kind of work for a big AAA game company. But this degree also has a video production and sound design track. This is a portfolio site of one of our recent alums, Jawan Nelson, who graduated in spring 2021. He's found a real niche in sports videography. He actually works for the NFL and for the Colts, which is our pro football team here in Indianapolis. He's also done some freelance work for Formula One racing, a multitude of different companies here in Indianapolis, and has produced some documentaries as well about life in Indianapolis. So we're really proud of him, and he's doing some amazing stuff. This degree also has a game design track, and here's just a couple options of some things our students have made in the past couple of years. This is a dungeon crawler. It's also a card game. We've also had a student team that made this more retro style shooter game. We have several game production classes our students are able to take, as well as a final capstone class where they will focus on creating a game together in that class. But our game design students are also using their skills to create VR simulations, training coal miners to escape coal mines, teaching dental students to fill cavities. So there's many different uses of these technologies that our students are learning. I also wanted to mention our web design track. So students that are art-minded may not realize that web design is something they can go into, but you do really need to have an eye for design and some artistic talent to create a good-looking website. So we have many classes on human-computer interaction, UX, UI design, how we're finding our audience, determining what they need, and then designing websites, mobile apps, interfaces for those audiences. So I think that's another related career that art students should think about. Now for our students, we have a ton of resources. We have a virtual tour on our site, but we do have several lab spaces with specialized tech. Marla is our game design and 3D graphics and animation lab with Cintiq tablets. We have a whole video editing lab with Mac Pro stations, VR, audio productions, green screen, a lot of different technologies for our students. And then I want to end on some of the details. So this is our page for cost of attendance for Indiana students. Is about $10,000 in tuition and room and board, around $24,000 total. For out-of-state students, we do have a nice discount program where tuition is $15,000 a year. And our program in media arts and science and informatics, we extend this low rate to all students in all 50 states. So finally, I know I'm almost out of time here. I want to end with our YouTube channel. This is a great thing to follow, to keep in touch with us. We're constantly updating this with content, interviews with our students, some examples of final capstone projects, what our students are doing out there in the world, like creating prosthetics. It's a great way to stay in touch and connected and see what our students are working on. But again, I'm Taylor with the School of Informatics and Computing at IUPUI, and we'd love to see you on campus sometime.
All right, well, I think we have time for one panel question. So if all our panelists can turn your cameras back on, and we'll just go in the same order that you guys presented in. But what we'd like to know is, what is one thing you want students to remember about your arts programs?
Sure, I'll start. At Lawrence University, you can study fine arts in the liberal arts context, the liberal arts setting. So you get skills for your creative career, but also skills for a lifetime.
I guess I'll go next. At Biola University, I think one thing that I like sharing with students as a current student, a part of arts program, is just that the community here is so supportive and really sets you up for success both here and after graduation. And so just being surrounded by other people like you who have similar goals that can help you for the rest of your life.
I guess that means I'm up next. So at Viterbo University, with any of our theater, acting, musical theater programs, anything in the arts, we're going to make sure that all of our students are going to be trained not only on the stage, but also everything that goes on behind the curtain. So we're making sure that you have a really well-rounded education in everything arts related to your field. So by the time you're walking across that stage 4 years down the line, which we do guarantee, we're going to make sure that you're going to be somewhere that is going to support your passion and make sure that you are following your dream.
All right, so at the Minneapolis College of Art and Design, everything is filtered through art and design. Even our liberal arts is art and design. And if that is your focus, we're doing it. You can do it here too. It'll be great. Your faculty will become your peers as you become an upperclassman, and your peers themselves will become your greatest network of friends and, you know, professional buddies.
Yeah, I think for Columbia, and I think probably it's applicable to everyone here too. A lot of students every year we get asked, do I have to have experience in this field to even apply, right? You don't. You can come in. I mean, actually, we actually prefer that. We want you to come in with a blank slate so that we can actually build the foundation for your, education from the ground up. So if you want to pursue music, if you want to pursue photography, whatever it is, and you don't know anything about it, we highly encourage that you still apply, because that's what school's for. So we can teach you exactly what you want to do.
Then I'll say, if you are interested in a career in the arts, there are so many career paths that are connected to the arts that you may not know about if you're a high school student or aren't connected to those worlds. I work with a lot of students who might have a traditional fine arts background and come in and realize, wait, if I learn 3D modeling, I can work with hospitals, I can work with digital ad companies, I can do all this other work that I didn't realize needs these skills that I have. So I would say explore. There are so many things that your skills can turn into with a job in your future.
Thank you so much. So just a few announcements to wrap up this session. Thank you to everyone joining us tonight. When you close the window, there'll be a little 5-question survey. We'd really appreciate it if you can provide some feedback there. And we encourage you to check out our schedule. There is tons and tons of programming coming up in the next few weeks and into May. You can find all of the recordings from those sessions as well as from this session at strivescan.com/launch. And other than that, we thank you so much for attending and hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Good night.
Thanks. Good night.